Hello everybody, welcome back to the Northern Coast. It's the FarmSim guy here. We are picking up where we left off in our last episode. We have got some bales down here on the wheat field. Over in the distance, we're going to collect the rest of those. And then we're going to head over to the barley field. You can just see over there that we've still got some straw on the ground, which we need to bale. And at the same time, we'll probably start thinking about what we're going to do with those fields next. They'll obviously need to be ploughed, cultivated, and get ready for some seeding. So we need to decide which crops we're going to go in there next. I expect it's probably going to be wheat or barley, purely because the straw is going to come in handy for the cows, for bedding and things like that. So it makes sense to stick with grain crops rather than something like corn. The other option is we plant a load of corn and do some maize silage. That could be a bit different, couldn't it? Get these dropped in the shed and then we'll move over to the barley field. I have decided that I am going to cover the silage now. I was going to keep it over for the next cut, but I'm not going to bother doing that, I don't think. What we'll do is cover that. There's quite a lot there that's going to keep us going for a very long time in terms of silage, so I don't think we need to do any more with that. So we're going to cover it up, and then we'll consider what we're going to do with these grass fields next. I was going to do another cut on them, but I'm wondering if we turn our grass fields into maize silage fields. We're going to sacrifice one soon anyway, because it will become a pasture for the cows. So that one just in front of us there will become a cow pasture. But the other ones we could grow some maize in and get a good maize crop done. So here's our last three bales off this field. That one was missing there. It's made a nice load actually, even though the trailer's not full. It's a nice stack that we can put into the shed, so we'll do that. I'll just leave the combine there for now, it's out of the way. Not doing any harm to anyone, so we can whip that up to the farm at a later date. Yeah, we could put corn in this field behind us, and then the field at the front of the farm. This field here has got a gate that opens out. I don't think the cows would go in it, I'm not sure. We'll find out when we've got cows, but if that's an open pasture for cows, that's great. They can use it. If it's not, we can put some crop in it. Just spin around here. Oh look, it's actually managed to pick up a... You see that? It's filled the trailer with the bales that are in the shed. Now I should have changed that to transport mode, shouldn't I? Operating position. Transport position. And then it wouldn't have picked up those bales. That's quite funny actually. Hopefully it's not causing any issues. Doesn't look like it has. Okay, let's whip these into the shed. Hoping I've got enough space for all of these. I think I will. Just got to be clever about where we place them. Reverse it back, trying to line these up. Looks pretty good. Unload bales here and it'll just drop them kind of unceremoniously onto the floor. There we go, done. And unhook that trailer. And we'll just head off now and get the baler. Right, baler attached. It's got almost a full bale awaiting inside in the baler there to be spat out. So we'll just whip down to the field now. Get this set up. Again, decide what we're going to do. I'm still in two minds whether or not we turn those fields into into corn fields or keep them as grass fields. Don't know. Don't know yet. Let's prioritise getting these bales done, and then we'll have another think about it. We have got a plough sitting at the shop waiting to be picked up, so that could be the decision maker that we have as to what to do next. But let's get things started with the baler. So I think we'll drop this on a little time lapse. Moves quite quickly, this baler. 12 miles an hour baling it. So it should make relatively short work of this. So we'll be back in just a few minutes. Okay, we're going to leave the baling in there just for a little while. I've just spotted that the field at the front of the farm is fully grown in terms of grass. I wasn't going to do any more grass, but actually I think we're missing an opportunity. If there's a full field there just waiting to be cut. So we're going to run the mower through there, just do one last top up of the silage pit, one last cut of grass into that before we cover it, and that should coincide nicely with us gathering the rest of the bales up and getting the cows delivered to the farm. So yeah, we'll pop this in here. Let's generate a little course on field 40. We'll go around the headland twice. Smooth corners. Let's try turn radius actually. See if it avoids some of the issues we've had before with leaving grass on the field. That looks pretty good to me. Starting at the first waypoint. Turn our arrows off. And we'll drive the course. Front and back mowers working? Yes. Magic, that's looking good. There's a serious swath as well, which is great. Just makes it more efficient when we're picking it up. Let's see how he handles this turn corner. That's quite a round cornered field actually, so we're not actually going to miss that much crop by doing it this way. These mowers are fantastic. Honestly, really good. Interested to see how he deals with this little bit here. Very straightforward. And I do remember that those electricity poles have got collision on them, so we just need to make sure that he doesn't batter into them at any point. I'm sure he will. I'll have to go and rescue him at some point, but for now he's running well. I'm just going to jump in the big case and we'll go and get our plough. I forget this has still got the dual wheels on, compacting the grass. So what I'm going to do is probably switch these back to the floater wheels that it had on before. We don't need dual wheels for ploughing, definitely not. switch the wheels we've got on it to Midas floaters. Won't cost us anything because we've already bought them. There you go, new tyres. I've said it before and I'll say it again, there's something nice about this map. Everything's really compact. Fields are a sensible size, so you don't feel like you're working really small fields. But equally, they're close enough together. There's not a lot of driving, not a lot of having to move miles and miles to get things done. So you end up feeling like you're achieving quite a lot as you're working through things. It's a noisy tractor. Actually, looking at the levels of my game against my voice over there, and it was they're almost the same. So if you couldn't hear me very well, sorry for that. I've zoomed out a little bit more now. And I don't believe it folds up. It does not fold up. So this will be interesting. Let's see what happens when we get it back to the farm. I'd like to think if we're clever with it, we can fit it through the gates. We'll just have to find out. Okay, we're back at the farm. Things are a little bit tight, I'm not going to lie to you, I'm a bit concerned about squeezing down here, although it might just go. Let's just throw caution to the wind and see what happens. And it does with, I would say, millimetres to spare. Didn't then, but if we have a run up at it, will it pop past the gate? No. Okay. Have a slight situation. And ramming it into that spot has not helped. Oh, there we go, freed. I was going to say, it has not helped us really. GreenBale modding have allowed you to be able to drive through hedges on this map without collisions, so much as I don't like doing this, because it's not particularly authentic, it appears in this case we don't really have a choice. Bit of fence there. If I run through here, yeah, we're okay. Good. This is more like a ripper. If you look at the blades on this, it's not like a plough, it's almost like a mix between a cultivator and a subsoiler, but it treats it as a plough, so you'll see the finish here is ploughed. So when you're on fields that require ploughing, this is a good implement to have. And this big case with a big engine should make short work of this. So we'll just leave him running. So I just thought we'd pop over here and see how our mower was doing, making sure that he was still working through the field. He's nearly finished here. So we will let him just finish this field off. I think we're doing okay. We've got the big case ploughing up the wheat field. We've got another big field of grass almost ready here. The Bale is sitting there in the barley field, which we'll jump back into in a little minute. I think next steps are probably gather up this grass quickly and get it dumped at the front of the silage pit, because what we really want to do is get that covered as soon as we can. So this is the last cut of silage we're going to put in there, and then it can start fermenting, which means we are incredibly close now to getting the cows delivered to the farm. What did I say about moving machinery? It was going to happen, wasn't it? It's going to happen. Now, what I can do actually is just roll it to the back of the shed here. Well, the silage pit. So let's do that. It's accessible. There we go. Okay. Now actually I don't know if... Can this tractor run this? Let's find out. So 165 horsepower. And this requires 120. Yes, it can. We're all good. Okay, so let's hook this up. Get ourselves some grass. So this little Valtra is a little bit underpowered for this job. It is struggling on the hills with a full trailer. It's not the end of the world though. It's still doing a pretty robust job. But I do wonder now the Massey's finished with the mower, whether or not we swap tractors. But I think we'll stick at it for now. Get these loaded up. It's a huge crop in that field. I mean, that's our second trailer and we're still... I mean, we've literally just finished the first headland. So, fertilising that field has given us a really good crop. Which again just reaffirms my decision to not probably keep growing grass in these two fields you can see in front of us here. Maybe switch them for corn. And actually, thinking about it, probably... corn for selling rather than maize silage. I actually think the silage we've got here is so much of it, volume wise, it's going to last us a long time. So we're coming to the end of this episode. As always with the Northern Coast, there's a lot going on. It's a very busy farm, but an enjoyable one at that. So I will push on gathering up this grass. We'll also get the bales finished in the field over there, and obviously the case is fertilising the bottom field ready for sowing, so we'll start to think about what we're going to put in each of these fields in the next episode. But for now, as always, thank you very much for watching. If you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. Every subscriber gets us closer to 1,000 subs, which is our current goal, and I'm planning something pretty big for if we can get there. So for now, thanks for all your support, and thanks for watching, and I will see you all again very soon. Bye for now.